Alright, what's going on YouTube? So you're going to see me looking down a couple of times because I got notes wrote on the Triple G Canelo fight. Before that, I'm going to let y'all know I'm going to do a fight prediction on how I see AJ and Povetkin going. I'm going to have that out probably tomorrow whenever all this is going to be messed. Well, no, not tomorrow. I have to stay in the hospital overnight. So it won't be till Friday. Damn. A day before the fight. I might try to get it out tonight, but regardless, it doesn't matter. I don't put up videos that often, so it's probably not going to be a lot of people that see it. But anyways, for those who do see it, I will try my best to get another video up later on tonight for how I see the fight prediction, which I haven't done in a while for Povetkin and AJ. So anyways, back to the subject at hand. Triple G versus Canelo rematch, or part 2. How I saw it. I watched this thing, I want to say a good 3 times. Once live, 2 more times, and then the 8th round I watched an additional time. So you're looking at 3 times total. With the 8th round I watched 4 times because I did a little mark by the 8th round because I wasn't sure who to give it to. Initially I gave it to Triple G, but after watching it a few times I changed it to a Canelo round. I think Canelo had the more significant punches, and I also think he did better in that round. Now I'm going to address some things after I give my scorecard. So this is how I got it after watching it all these times I watched it. Once live, twice on replay. Then, like I said, the 8th round I watched 3 or 4 times total. I have it once again, 115 to 113 for Triple G. Before I changed the 8th round, I had it 116 to 112. So, with that being said, it being 115 to 113. Now, I have watched some videos where I hear like Stephen A. Smith say that 2 of the judges gave the 12th round to Canelo, which I don't see how that's possible. But if that be the case, then I could see the argument that this fight was a draw because I had it 115, 113. So that's only 1 round difference in between a draw. But what I cannot see is giving Canelo 2 extra rounds to give him the win, to have the 115, 113 like I originally thought and that they gave Canelo. So this is how I saw it. I saw round 1 going to Golovkin just because Golovkin landed more punches, did more work. Round 2, 3 went to Canelo. Round 4 I saw going to Triple G. Round 5 I saw going to Triple G. Round 6, round 7 I saw going to Canelo. I'm stopping around 7 to say this. In round 7, you hear Abel Sanchez tell Golovkin, we're losing the fight. And at this point in time, I do agree because by the 7th round, I had it 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds to 3 for Canelo. So I agree with that statement. And at the end of the 7th round, Triple G was losing the fight. After the 7th round, I had the 8th round, which I had to watch 4 times in total, and I rescored it for Canelo. Now that puts Canelo up 5 to 3. But watch what happens next. So in the 9th round, I gave it to Triple G. In the 10th round, you have to give it to Triple G because Triple G hurt Canelo. Canelo never hurt Triple G once. In the 11th round, Triple G hurt Canelo again. So you have to give that round to Triple G because he hurt him. Whereas Canelo did not hurt Triple G at any point in time in this entire fight. Now, the 12th round, like I said, I gave to Triple G. Now, if there's an argument between the 12th round, I haven't really looked at the CompuBox numbers. I can look at those, but I'm thinking that it's going to be pretty close, and I'm going to read back the rounds that I gave to each fighter so y'all can see how I had it. If y'all want to rewatch it, y'all rewatch it, but I don't see any way that how I scored this is not the score it should have been. So, round 1, Triple G. Round 4, Triple G. Round 5, Triple G. Round 9, Triple G. Round 10, Triple G. Round 11, Triple G. Round 12, Triple G. Now what I had for Canelo. Round 2, round 3, round 6, round 7, and 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rounds for Canelo. 7 rounds for Triple G. Now, I've seen some comment videos with people talking about power shots and body shots and running away and all this misconception where they don't really understand how boxing works. Now, let's address body shots first. Okay, it does not make a difference if you hit somebody 60 times in the body and they hit you 60 times in the head. Assume that they're both power shots. You got 60 to the body, 60 to the head. That's dead even. There's no difference. The scoring is the same, body or head. So just because somebody lands more body shots, does that mean they automatically win the round when they're getting their head hit just as much, if not more? So that right there negates that argument that Canelo landed all these body shots. It doesn't matter when the other guy lands just as many, if not more, head shots. Body shots have never counted for more than a head shot, and they never will count for more. At least I don't think they ever will. Now, power punches. Normally, a power punch is considered anything that's not a jab. So anyway, your straight, your hooks, your uppercuts, and sometimes a low jab to the body can be considered a power punch in some circumstances. Now, I have a real problem with this because to say that a jab cannot be a power punch is ridiculous. It's never stepping into a boxing ring. It's really looking at boxing as a very amateur outlook, and you have no idea of how boxing works or fighting works. Because for you, somebody to state that a jab cannot be a power punch, go tell that to Lennox Lewis, who made a career on knocking people's heads off with a jab. Go tell that to somebody like Muhammad Ali that hits you with a jab 8 times in a second that could knock guys out. Jabs most definitely can be a power punch. Now, there's a difference in a power jab and a soft jab or a filling jab or a jab that somebody just leaves out in front to block vision. Those are not power punches. But when you have a jab thrown and it snaps and pops the motherfucker's head back like a rock'em sock'em robot, that's most definitely a power punch. Now, like I said, there is debate on that because technically any punch but a jab is considered a power punch. But you got to think about that. That means if you throw a slap hook, you're just slapping with the inside of your glove. No knuckle turn, no nothing, no body, just an arm slap. That's still considered a power punch. When if you think about it, a hard jab, bow, is a lot harder than a slap. So that's why I said it is up for debate. You really have to look at the quality of the punches thrown. Now, with that being said, coming back full circle, the body shots landed by Canelo are great. But it does not mean you win a round because you land more body shots. If your head gets hit more than you hit their body, you lost that round, especially if both competitors, and we're assuming that both are throwing quality punches, one quality to the head, one quality to the body. Okay, so that mindset needs to be gone. Now, as far as Triple G running goes, or not fighting Mexican style, or supposedly being the bigger puncher, the aggressive fighter, the knockout artist, even though Canelo is technically a knockout artist as well off of counter punches. Triple G fought how you're supposed to fight against a counter puncher who comes forward like a fighter. I don't know where this idea comes from that he should have been walking Canelo down. Because no, that means that Triple G once again would have been playing to Canelo's strengths instead of making Canelo play to Triple G's strength. So in other words, what I mean by that is when you're the aggressor per se, which I'm about to get into that as well, when you're the attacker, the pursuer, and you're coming forward, that means you're less likely to be able to counterpunch because you're not waiting for punches. You're supposed to be initiating punches. So therefore, a more powerful fighter, if he knows he's more powerful or at least thinks he's more powerful, the smart thing for him to do is take a back step or a side step and circle to hit you with a counter. Because what he's relying on is you being careless, you coming to him, you fighting his game. So he's going to keep lowering you in so he can load up and hit you. That's smart tactic. It would have been a dumb tactic if Triple G would have pushed Canelo backwards. Not saying he could, but if he would have, that would have been a dumb tactic because that would have went against him looking for that knockout that he needed, or at least a knockdown that he needed to win the fight. Now, he was not running. Like I said, once again, he was backstepping and turning. That is completely different than running away. Running away is getting out the way. He was always in the pocket, maybe take a 1 or 2 back steps. There were times when both of them went back, but that happens in any type of fight because either you're catching your breath or you're resetting or you got off balance so you need to get back in, whatever. But in the fight, he was only taking a couple steps back, trying to catch, come around. Now, after rewatching the fight as many times as I did, there was several times that Triple G made Canelo back up. Just like there was several times that Canelo made Triple G back up. So I think people need to rewatch it, put it on mute. Don't listen to the commentators, whether it be the Brits that were more pro Golovkin or Showtime, which was more pro Canelo. Just mute it. Watch what they're doing. They're both going forward, backwards. Now, we're going to get into the aggressor. Normally in close rounds, the aggressor should win the round. So, in other words, if me and you are tied on punches landed, but I've been way more aggressive than you, then normally that sways judges not to give it an even round, a 10-10 round, or a 9-9 round, depending on how they want to score it. It persuades them to give the aggressor the round. But just coming forward does not mean you're the aggressor. Whoever's throwing the most punches is the aggressor. And I believe Triple G threw over 200 more punches in the fight. Now, that shows that Triple G was the aggressor, because whether he was taking back steps or coming forward, he was always letting that hand out, whether it be a jab, it does not matter. He was always throwing a punch, whereas Canelo was trying to figure out how to get around those punches, which is shown by the punch stats, was shown by the quantity of punches. Now, people talk about, well, Canelo had a higher percentage. It doesn't matter. Percentage does not matter at the end of the day. Landed punches is what matters, not your percentage. That's like saying I could get into a fight with somebody, throw one punch, hit them one time. Now I have 100% land ratio, but then they hit me 20 times out of 60 and they've got a 30% land ratio. I still lose. I lose bad because I only landed one punch, but my percentage is 100% landed. 100% of my thrown punches were landed. So you got to get that out your mind. Percentage is good if you want to look at like overall stats, say like a Mayweather who is defensive versus other fighters, but it has no dictation on who's winning a round. It just shows you how good they are when they throw. But if you're still landing less with a higher percentage, it doesn't matter because you're still landing less. So all in all, what I saw was 115, 113. I would not argue with it being called a draw because of the 12th round. And that's only because the judges, they were 1 for Triple G, 2 for Canelo. Sorry, my throat's getting dry. But that's how I see it going. I believe Golovkin should have won. Canelo should have lost. And I would not argue a draw in the second fight. Now, I think I've covered everything. I think it's all in all, bro. Oh, one more thing before I go, now that I've thought about it. Another thing I have been seeing from people is talking about, look at how much more damaged Triple G looks over Canelo. Look at how much more damaged. Damage doesn't mean anything, especially when you have an older guy versus a younger guy. The issue with older fighters is not that an older fighter can't keep up with a younger fighter. The issue is an older fighter normally tires faster because the older you get, you don't recuperate as fast. So along with that recuperation is your physical recovery. So when you get hit, your body doesn't heal as fast. So therefore, the older you get, the more likely you are to keep marks on your face. So you got a guy in his 20s against a guy in his mid to late 30s, how you want to look at it, being that Triple G's, I believe, 36 now. So mid to late 30s. So of course, if Triple G's getting hit, he should look more bruised than a guy in his 20s. That's just human biology. But regardless, it doesn't even matter. Because you have guys like Mayweather later in his career who pretty much pillow punch. And I'm not saying he's a pillow puncher. What I'm saying is he didn't knock anybody out. I believe Mayweather had the power to knock people out, but he was so defensive that when he could have knocked people out, he'd just rather stay defensive and went on points versus going for the kill. Because obviously he could keep people back. Obviously he had a good one-punch hit, but he never really followed up to finish. So what I mean is you can have a soft hitter who outlands a guy 10-1, who causes no marks against a slow power puncher that every time he hits, bow, causes damage. Damage does not equate to the winner of a fight. You can have one guy cut up, bleeding, bruised up, who catches the other guy, boom, puts him to sleep. Now the most bruised up, beat up guy knocked out the other guy. So therefore, you can't say the look of damage, the appearance of damage is who the winner should be judged off of, because that's just foolish and makes no sense. So outside of that, I think I covered all the key points. Like I said, be looking for my breakdown of who I think is going to win against Povetkin versus Anthony Joshua. And soon after that, I should be putting one up with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury when they make it official that they've signed the contract. I know they've agreed on it, but I don't think there's a contract signed yet, so I don't really want to get into that. Sorry for my throat being dry. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. Let me know what you think. To recap, Triple G beat Canelo, in my opinion, 115 to 113. Peace.